Well, hey there folks, back at you with another video. Today we're going to be working on this 48RE. This here is a 2005 Dodge 24 valve. And guess what? This 48RE is bad transmission. We got another 48RE sitting right there, and it's a good transmission. The only difference is right here, the TTVA. This one here is from a 2004, so it was working off the kickdown cable, and it doesn't have the way, it doesn't have those two mounting spots for your TTVA. So but this one here is a rebuilt transmission, very low miles on it. So we're going to pull the guts out of this one, I'll put it in that one, and we're basically going to reuse the case with those parts in it. I cannot find a used transmission around here, anywhere from 2005 on up. I can find plenty of those for a decent price. And you can say, well, just buy a new one. Okay, new one, you got to wait a month to 6 months. No, a month to 2 months, sorry. So 30 to 60 days. And they're like $3,500 on up. First of all, don't want to wait that long. Second of all, don't want to spend that much money. So here we go. So we're gonna get that done. That's what this video is about. So let's get into this. Please like and subscribe. Helps the channel out a lot. Don't cost nothing. Let's get past your intro. Let's get into this. All right, so with all that being said, I have to say I am not an expert in rebuilding transmissions. I have done some 4L60s in the past. I've done several ZF6 standard transmissions in the past. This is my very first 48RE. Never rebuilt one, or well, rebuilt one. Took one apart. Let me put it that way, because we're not going to rebuild this one. We're just going to swap parts out. We're basically going to reuse the case with good guts. So it'll be struggle busting a little bit here. Like I said, I know my way around a transmission, and I know just enough to get myself into trouble. So we're going to try this, see how this goes. The only reason why we're doing this is just because of the case. That's it. So yeah. That's the plan, Stan. So here we go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take this off, and we're going to take the tail housing off right here by removing these bolts right there, and we're going to bring you back. So here we go. Oh, by the way, this right here, because I'm not an official transmission builder or any of those things, so I don't have a transmission bench. But if you ever want to tackle anything like that, this is a pan out of a dog kennel. It's plastic. I mean, it's just plastic, but this will catch all my liquids, transmission fluids, and so it won't run all over this wooden table here. And like I said, this wooden table is not waterproof, so this will catch that. So you can get them in all sorts of sizes. This one here is like 42 inches by 28. If you want to have the biggest one, I believe they make is like 52 inches by 30 some, 32, 33, I believe. It's just a cheap way to have yourself some kind of a transmission spot, rebuilt spot. So, and when you're done, you just wipe it down, put it on the shelf, set it off to the side. It's not going to take up a bunch of room, and you can just use your regular bench. So that's what I'm using for this here. Like I said, being cheap is not always easy. So, but here we go. Yeah, so we're going to take that off. We're going to take the tail housing off, and then we'll bring you back. All right, got the tail housing off. This sits up against right there. And then you got a bearing there and a wear washer or something like that, or a spacer. I used a hammer to tap on the edge right there to get it to pop loose. So now we got that done. I guess we're going to start on the on the pump housing. So we're going to pop these bolts loose, and we're going to see if we can get this pump to come out. So there we go. That'll be next. Here we go. Well, got the oil pump out. I just used the this bolt here that comes off the till housing, and as you can tell right there, those are threaded. I just ran them in, and then you know, equally both on each side, you know, pop right out basically. So that way you don't have to really fight it all that much. So there you go. That's the pump. And now we're getting on to the next thing. We're going to have to work on the band here. That's right there. So we're going to get that done. We'll bring it right back. Alright, got the band off. Don't forget about this piece here. That goes right there. And that goes against that nut right there, that bolt, to adjust it. And like I said, you just grab by the input shaft and you'll pull it right out. And like I said, make sure you got this all loose. Let's see if we can get this one out. I'm probably going to need 2 hands. Should be able just to pull it right out, but I guess we'll find out. But yeah, there's a washer here and whatnot. Just make sure that you don't lose that. So make sure you don't lose parts, period. But yeah, we're going to get that pulled out and we'll bring it right back. Alright, we got this out. This comes out as one piece. And I think we found our problem. Do you see the discoloration on this? Look how dark that is right there. That got really, really hot. And this whole thing sits in there. And then here's the next problem I found. There's a snap ring here that we need to take off, and you see that O-ring right there, or that seal? It's crushed. Can you see that? That's not good. And that snap ring looks like it's broken or something or another. I don't know. Oh yeah, look at that. Give me 1 second here. There it is. Look at that. That snap ring is bad. And that ruined that O-ring right there, or that seal, I should say. I ruined that seal right there. Probably lost all the oil pressure. So I think we found the root cause right here. That's why this transmission was bad. So here we go. But anyway, either way, I thought that was interesting, so I wanted to show you that real quick. And we're going to keep working on that. Right now we're going to take that snap ring out, whatever's left of it. I'm sure that's going to be a little bit of a job, since not all of it is there anymore. So, but yeah, we're going to do that next, and then we should be able to get this out. So there we go. We'll bring it right back. Well, I ran into a couple problems. You saw the shaft was still in there. That actually needs to stay with this whole assembly right here. But it was so tight and so tough to get out. I had to use my brass hammer to tap here on the back side that's sticking out here at the rear. And then I finally got it to pop out. So I got this all put back together again the way it's supposed to. Got the snap ring back installed. So that took a little bit of finagling, but we got her done. I'm going to have a hard time getting this snap ring out, because this whole seal, or that plastic, I'm going to have a hard time taking this whole snap ring out, because this plastic is completely warped and deformed, And as you can tell, those pieces are not from the snap ring. It's from the edge right here up against the snap ring. As you can tell right there, that's just broken completely off. So there must have been a lot of pressure on that in order to make that happen like that. Because like I said, this is just, I mean, that's just completely broken in pieces. See that? Whole bunch of pieces missing of the edge where the snap ring goes into. So anyway, we're gonna fight this a little bit and see what we can get done, and we'll bring it back. Well, there's what's left of the seal. I just grabbed a pry bar and a hammer and basically went all the way around and just basically broke it in pieces and pried it out, and then I finally could get to the snap ring. Got them rollers out. Just be careful you don't I mean, you got to handle this extremely gently, otherwise you'll lose them and they'll be all over the floor. So now I'm going to go to the back side. We take those bolts out right here. Already did that right there. I'm going to grab the bottom of the handle of the hammer. We're going to tap this one out, and then we'll go on to the next phase. Here we go. All right, so flip this thing over. As you can tell, just be careful. There's a lot of liquid coming out, a lot of transmission fluid. Got the old fan off, but safe to say we found our problem here. First of all, this shaft was tight. It was tight in here. Let me get this stuff out of the way real quick, and I can show you. And what happened here is this thing ran low on oil, or it got really hot, or it got low on oil and got really hot. Look at that. It's chewed up on the inside and chewed up on the outside. On the low reverse drum, you can tell here, let me grab a light real quick for you. You can tell right here, it's scarred up really, really bad. So let's save this here. Yep, this guy had it low on transmission fluid, or got it hot, or both, or got it low on transmission fluid and then got it hot, or it got hot and then got low on transmission fluid. But yep, this transmission was done and toast. So anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting. So now I'm going to get started on that, and we'll bring it right back. Woo, she got naked. Look at that. Well, we got the valve body out. I took the filter off first, and then got, a bunch of 7/16 bolts. There's 4 here, 3 here, and 3 over there. And then you just pull it out, and then the park and brake lever goes through here. So you just lift it all up like that, and you'll slide it right out. And I just throw it in the oil pan. So I'm not going to reuse this anyway. At some point I am going to rebuild this transmission, but that's for another one, for another story. Now I'm going to work on the servos and stuff like that. We're going to get those out. So yeah, we'll be right back. All right, I got the servos out. This is how they were sitting in line. So you got your front one, middle, and there's one in the rear. I just left this in there because I'm reusing this case anyway. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's several snap rings in there, or a snap ring in there. And you just keep in mind, push it down with your thumb, get the snap ring out, and then you can pull the pieces out. This one here is sitting upside down, otherwise it wouldn't sit up straight. So, and then this one here, you just pull it right out. So yeah. Now I'm going to clean up the case. Going to drain all the oil. Going to clean up the case. I'm going to get that other one tore apart. So I got the parts to go into this one right here, and then we'll bring you guys back. So here we go. All right. Well, we'll get the case all cleaned out. That's all washed, cleaned, ready to go. I did that by hand with a parts washer right here. I just splat. That's just a little oil splatter, new oil. I installed the servos first because that way I never removed these arms, the servo arms, while I'm washing it. And if you install these first, you don't even have to remove them at all. You just leave them where they at. We've got the overdrive support put in. So we gotta make sure you line all that up. And now we're gonna go on to the next step. Here we go. We'll be right back. All right. So we got the sprag in. We got the reverse brake band in there. There's only one way to do that. You know, that single knob there needs to hit that servo lever, and then now we're going to put in the reverse clutch in there. We'll get that all going, and then we'll bring you back. All right. I just use a little bit of ATF that's going to be in that transmission. I just use the cap to pour it a little bit in there, you know, make sure everything is lubed up. By the way, I've got it just sitting on a bucket, and I cut the lid, and I have the lid to help support the edge, because this transmission gets pretty heavy by the time we're done. And if you set it on a bucket like that, there's a chance it will crack the bucket up. So, but if you use the lid and just cut a big hole in the lid like I've done here, you'll get a lot more support out of the outer edge of the bucket. So now we need to put that snap ring in, and then we're going to put this set of clutches in there. That'll be next, and we'll bring you back. Well, you got to make sure that it's all set in there. Make sure you give it some oil there. Make sure everything moves nice and freely. Don't forget about your thrust washer here that needs to go in. And now we're going to put in the forward hub. Don't forget about this washer here. You need to put that in, and then we'll set that right on top of that. So here we go. All right, so now we got that installed. We got our the other brake band installed too. When we set that down, make sure they don't drop all the way down, but they have to be you know, lower than the edge of the drum here. And you may have to, you know, turn it and jiggle it in order to get all the clutches to line up with the splines and whatnot. It's a little bit of a bear, but you know, you'll get it in there. It just needs a little finessing. So now we're gonna go and put the oil pump on there. So here we go. All right, I just installed the piston. Just be careful you don't damage the seal that's on the outside of that piston, and just be gentle. No hammers, no nothing. If it don't want to go right, you just gotta, you know, lube it up some more, and you know, just take your time, okay? And then now we're going to install the overdrive on here. I'm just going to stand on the workbench and grab that and just set her on down. So here we go. It's going to take a little bit of finessing because that is heavy. So that's why I'm going to stand on the workbench to do this. So here we go. We'll bring you back. By the way, don't forget to put this pin in here for your reverse band. If it don't slide all the way in like this, one thing I've used is grab the band. There you go, and there it's at. So now I'm going to put the tail housing on with the overdrive, and we'll bring it back. All right, so now we're layer flat. Getting ready to finish up the last piston here. Doing the band adjustments right now. So torque this down, bust this loose, torque this down to 72 inch-pounds, and then 3 1/4 turns to back out. And they tighten up the jam nut, and then we'll go over to that one right there. So we'll do this one first, and we'll bring you back. All right, so adjusting this, make sure you got that plate sitting the right direction. So the flat part up. Run it in. Once again, use the torque wrench, 72 inch-pounds, and then this go around, instead of 3 1/4 turn backing out, we do 2 turns backing out, and then you tighten up the jam nut. and then you should have about a 1/4 inch play in there, about like that right there. Looks pretty good. This here looks pretty good. So yeah, now I'm gonna put the valve body on. I still got this last piece to put in. There we go. Need a little bit of oil. So what I do is I grab my jug here and take the cap off and pour a little bit into the cap like that. Dip my finger in it. Just lube the housing up. Just to make sure that it all just likes to go in. Got some O-rings on this thing, so give it a little bit of dip there in the there she goes. Oh, sorry about that. I had to tap a little bit with the palm of my hand. Don't use excessive force. So I've got a little bit left over, so I'll put that all around here. Don't hurt nothing. So yeah. Okay, now I'm going to start on the valve body, and we'll bring it back. All right, I'm going to do a pressure test real quick. Make sure all the clutches engage. So we do that hole right there. You hear it? Your servo here in the front. Servo in the rear. There you go. That looks good. So now we can put the valve body in. So here we go. We'll bring it right back. All right, so we got the valve body on. We got the bolts torqued down. Put the new filter on it. A lot of times you get these crappy, I mean crappy filter or seals for your transmission pan. Just don't use these. This is a nice OEM one. These are reusable, and as long as they're in good shape, you can reuse these. Just make sure you inspect them. There's no cracks in them whatsoever. If not, I would strongly recommend just get you one from the dealer. You know, like this here, that is hard plastic like this. So like I said, these will outperform any of these creepy, you know, yeah, actually creepy and you know, crappy garbage right here. I mean, this what you do with that. Right there in the trash. Anyway, so I'm gonna clean the oil pan up a little bit. I'm gonna put that on there, torque the bolts down for that, and that's it, folks. Please like and subscribe. Helps the channel out a lot and don't cost nothing. And we're gonna catch you on the next one. Peace out.